What up, YouTube? It's me, Josh, from the Average Josh Podcast, coming back again with another video. And things are moving fast, man, with this Terence Crawford situation. It seems that news just got in that Adrien Broner has also signed with BLK PRIME. Now, in my last video I made about Terence Crawford, where I was like extremely disappointed that he didn't fight Errol Spence, and I talked about like I had never heard of BLK ever. I mean, just looking at it, didn't seem like that they were putting a lot of money into the network or anything like that. Seems like that's changed, because Adrien Broner has just signed a 3-fight deal where he's probably make about $3 million. Now, Adrien Broner, he's somewhat of a controversial figure. He's similar to like Rolly Romero, where he's talks a lot of shit. He's really good at promoting himself, but the exception between Rolly Romero is that Rolly Romero isn't very talented and he's willing to let his hands go more, and Adrien Broner is, in my opinion, immensely talented. He just often does not let his hands go, and sometimes he fights a little bit in a higher weight class than I would like him to be in. He was really exceptionally good to me when I saw him at like 140 and stuff, but you know, he's decent at 147. He just tends to not let his hands go. But he also signed with BLK, so far they got a decent roster, to be honest. They got that 16-year-old kid who I don't really know. I saw him on the BLK Instagram. They have Adrien Broner, who may not be like an elite fighter in the welterweight division, like not like elite like Spence and Crawford, but he's a damn good fighter. He's pretty good. He's very good at promoting himself, and if he can get into the ring, you know, get a couple easy fights, get his confidence back, let his hands go. If he trains with Terence Crawford, especially if they push him, then he could be decent. Now, I don't know. I'm starting to like this. I'm starting to like what BLK's doing. I'm starting to like it. Now, I have to see what type of opponents he gets, but like I said, I'm an Adrien Broner fan. You know, there's a lot of things about him, or a lot of things that he's done, that I don't necessarily agree with, but it's always entertaining to see Adrien Broner. And honestly, if they can, which I know they might not be able to, just cause who he signed with, I would love to see Adrien Broner in there with Rolly Romero. Just think, that press conference would be legendary. Now, I know he's probably just going to fight whoever's on the BLK roster, or whoever they can manage to get fights with. Since they're a relatively new company, they might not have the clout in order to negotiate for big fights with Adrien Broner with other fighters from different promotional companies. But, you know, I don't know. They were able to get Adrien Broner, so they might be able to do it. I honestly don't know. And it seems like Blue Blood, he seems to be kind of like a big part of it too, since he's like the one who was talking about the information about Terence Crawford, and he was the one who's announcing this sign-in with Adrien Broner. So it's nice to see that, you know, he's getting his money as a black man. But that's all I gotta say about that. You know, at first when I saw Terence Crawford being signed to BLK, it was just kind of an obscure thing, and I wasn't really too much into it, just because I was so disappointed about the Errol Spence Jr. fight, and I'm still disappointed about the Errol Spence Jr. fight. I want Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. to get in the ring so bad. Like I said, in my lifetime, you know, I haven't really got to see a lot of like huge fights of like guys in their prime fighting against each other. So I would absolutely love to see that. Because like I said, when I was younger, I didn't have the financial means to watch the fights live. And now that I'm older, you know, now that I'm an adult and I'm not a child, I actually do have the financial means and the access to watch the fights live. So I want to see the biggest fights possible. But, you know, we'll see how things go. Hopefully, Terence Crawford gets through this fight with David Avanesian. Still kind of pissed off that, you know, he's even taking the fight instead of going with the fight with Errol Spence. And hopefully things go well, but I'm just really excited to see Adrien Broner back in the ring. I'm really excited to see Adrien Broner out of the ring. He looked healthy, man. Man looked very healthy in the stream that Blue Blood had up. So I'm just excited to see it, man. Because like I'm saying, you're gonna get some legendary press conferences out of Adrien Broner. I just hope that he doesn't come. I hope that comes back humbled enough to where he works, but he's not so humble to where he loses his personality. Because Adrien Broner, man, He's very much a big personality. That's why we like watching him. He's not, you know, I'll put him in like the top 5 shit talkers in boxing. But that's all I gotta say about that. I'm out.